Okay, hello everyone. I know that right now no one is probably here yet, but this is our topic for today. How do you practice speaking? I'm going to let all of you tell me the things that you do to practice speaking, and I'm going to let you know if I think that it's a good idea or a bad idea. However, I don't think there's going to be any I don't think there are going to be any bad ideas because any way that you practice speaking is good. But we're still going to talk about different ways to practice speaking. Okay, now I'm going to check the comments. I'm sure we've got some people joining, and in a few minutes, I will go back and introduce the topic one more time for the people who are just joining. Evelyn, hello. Alejandra, hello. Last name Kennedy, hello. Tanja Kramer, hello. Ahmad, hello. Lots of people, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining, everyone. Ewa, hello. Ava, hello. I see you popped in. I popped here. I just popped in here. You need in, but hello. Thank you for quickly popping in. Okay, we've got about 230 people. We'll probably get about 400, 500, so I'm still going to wait another moment before we start with today's topic. Okay, and I'm seeing a lot of people from YouTube today. That's great. Usually it's mostly Facebook, but today lots of YouTube. So everyone from YouTube, thank you for joining. And for anyone who doesn't have my YouTube, I'm going to post the link in the comments. Danny Martinez, hello. Okay, so I have posted my YouTube link in the comments. So if you do not have my YouTube, now you do. And Sagar, nice shirt. Thank you. Thank you. This is my first time wearing this shirt. It's the same as all of my other polo shirts. They're all exactly the same, same brand, same size, just different colors. Someone says they're a big fan. Please mention my name, but I'm sorry, I don't know how to read your name. It's not, those are not letters that I know how to read. But thank you. Thank you for being a big fan. Mahmoud asked, where is Brent? Brent is not here. I did a live video with Brent once, but I'm not with Brent every time that I do my live videos. But maybe we will do another one sometime soon in the future. Anyone from Nicaragua today? People from Nicaragua, I bet you are happy about Miss Universe. People from Thailand and Australia, probably still proud, but not as happy. Um, okay, I want to show you guys something. Your shirt is red color. So, yes, it is. But when we talk about colors in English, we don't usually use the word color. So I would never say your shirt is red color, but just your shirt is red. Your car is blue. Coffee is brown. We don't need to add the word color. But yes, my shirt is red. I've been waiting for hours to be with you on this broadcast. Um, so I recognize your name and your picture, but I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm not sure if it's Butaina or Buthaina or I will check. Maybe I can check on Google how to pronounce your name later, or you can let me know in the comments because I see your name often and I want to know how to pronounce it. But right now, I'm not sure. But thank you for waiting. I'm glad that you are excited to join this live video. Okay, so okay, we've got 500 people, so let's begin with our topic for today. Again, this is our topic. How do you practice speaking? So I will give you some ideas probably, but what I really want to do today is I want you to tell me how you practice speaking so that all of you can share your ideas with each other. So you're going to tell me how you practice, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think about the way that you practice. What's good about it? What's not so good about it? Should you do it? Should you not do it? But again, I said this earlier, I'm probably never going to say that you shouldn't do it because any way that you practice speaking is good. There's no bad way to practice speaking. I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. Okay, so now I'm going to look at some of the comments and see what you are all. I'm trying to not say you guys. I'm trying to start saying you all or all of you instead of saying you guys, but I'm having difficulty doing that. So yeah, now I'm going to look at the comments and see what all of you are saying about how you practice speaking English. Okay, I found one that I really like. I practice the language with students like me, and we are all non-native speakers. Is this useful for us? So, great question. And the answer is yes, 100%. This is so useful. And for most people, this is the easiest way to do it. It's difficult, or it's not difficult, but it can be difficult to find native speakers to practice with because native speakers don't need to practice speaking English, so they aren't looking for partners. But non-native speakers, other learners, are looking for partners. So it's a lot easier to find partners who are not native speakers. And the thing is, it doesn't matter who your partner is. It does a little bit for different reasons, but your partner does not need to be a native speaker because when you are practicing speaking, it's about what you do with your mouth. It's not about the first language of the other person. If you practice speaking in front of someone who speaks English as a first language versus if you practice speaking in front of someone who does not speak English as a first language, the same thing happens with your mouth and your mind. It doesn't matter where the other person is from. If your goal is to listen to a native speaker's accent or hear the way that native speakers say things, then it can be an advantage to practice with a native speaker. But that's not really why we practice speaking. We don't practice speaking to learn. We practice speaking to get the repetition that we need to say the things that we already know again and again and again and again until we feel more natural using them. And your partner does not need to be a native speaker for that. Um, I'm not going to talk about that a lot more because these are things that I have already talked about a lot in other videos and in my ebook. But I do want to say that this is a great question to start with. This is one thing everybody really needs to understand. Your partner does not need to be a native English speaker. And in many situations, it's probably better if your partner is not a native English speaker, because a non native speaker like yourself is going to want to practice with you. And you can practice conversations again and again with them until they feel more natural. A native English speaker is not going to want to practice reading a dialogue with you because they already speak English and they don't need to practice. Um, when you go to a language school, who do you speak with? You don't speak with the teacher. You speak with the other students. So when you're learning a language in a language center, all of your partners are non-native English speakers. Sure, your teacher might be a native speaker, but again, your teacher is teaching, not having the conversation with you. So again, having the conversation, it doesn't matter who you are having the conversation with. Non-native speakers are great partners and a lot easier to find. Good. Excellent question. Sorry, maybe I talked a little bit too much. And just so you guys know, there is a problem with Facebook right now. So right now, Facebook hides. Facebook makes it so that I cannot see about 15% of the comments. So I can see most of the comments here, but I'm sure that some of your comments are being hidden by Facebook. So I apologize if I do not see them. Looking for some more comments about how you practice speaking. Hello, I love watching my favorite series over and over again and saying most of the lines out loud with the actors. Yeah, so this is a great way to practice speaking. And I think your name is Anka or Anka. Thank you for adding this comment. I love this idea. Um, what's really nice about this is that, especially if you have seen this show or this movie more than one time, you have a really good understanding of why this person is saying this. And you have a good understanding of how they feel when they say it. And this makes the language just a lot more real and a lot more emotional. Excuse me. And when the language is when it feels real and when you have emotion, this really makes it more fun to practice and it makes it a bit easier to remember. So yeah, this is definitely a great idea. When you're watching TV, when you're watching a movie, repeat the things that you hear and try to copy the emotion of the actors. Looking for more comments about how you practice speaking. So Tram says, I watch lots of videos on YouTube and I'll summarize the video by my own opinion. So I think what you mean is that you watch videos on YouTube and then you summarize them. You explain what the main idea was. Um, if you do that by speaking, it's good. But if you just write it, that's not speaking practice. Speaking practice is when you practice speaking. Um, so this is a good thing to do. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that if you want to use this for speaking practice, you need to be speaking, not just writing. But yeah, summarizing is a very good idea. Evelyn, I practice my speaking by myself and with my friends. Yeah, so I just wanted to choose this one because she started with I practice speaking by myself. And I want everyone to understand that there are many ways that you can practice speaking by yourself without a partner. There are lots of ways to do this. I think I have a link to my ebook for anyone who is interested. I'll post it below. It's not free. It is $7.99 on Amazon, but I will share it down below in case anyone has not seen it yet. Okay, so I've shared a link to my ebook in the comments. It's about different ways to practice speaking by yourself. And I also have a video about that on YouTube and on Facebook. If you cannot or do not want to buy the ebook, I do also have videos about this, which are free. Okay, thank you, Evelyn. I practice speaking with others on Zoom. We are all non-native speakers. Yeah, great. So again, your partners do not need to be native speakers. And all of you have the internet. If you are watching this live video right now, you have the internet and you have the ability to find other people who want to practice and do video calls with them. So this is something that everyone can do. No one should really be complaining that there's no one to practice with because there are millions of people for you to practice with if you just spend a little bit of time trying to find them. I just try to watch TV in English and also use the ATM and change my phone language. Um, the important thing right here is change my phone language. This is something that's really simple, but actually really effective. And it's not a way to practice speaking, but it is a way to practice reading, understanding, learning new words, and using English in your daily life. You can change your phone language or any other device that you use that usually gives you instructions or options in your first language. Change it to English. And then that way you have to use some English every day. Again, it's not speaking, but if you want to, when you look at your phone, you can speak the things that you see on the screen while you are going through the menus and going through the options. Practice reading the words out loud, speaking them. Good, thank you. I sometimes practice with some who is like me, an English learner as well in Clubhouse. Um, I think Clubhouse is the social media thing that is pretty new, but not very new. I forgot that this existed Um, but for anyone who is interested, you could check that out. But actually, the reason I chose this comment was because I didn't read it carefully, and I thought that this person was saying that they make an English club. A club, like a group of people who do something together. And that is something that all of you can do. Even if you didn't have the internet, you could just talk to your friends and your family members and your neighbors and say, hey, I want to improve my English. Do you want to improve your English? Let's start a club. Let's meet 1 hour per day, 2 days per week. And in that time, we only speak English together. We are not allowed to speak our first language. We are only going to speak English. And in that time, you can do whatever you want. Maybe you drink tea together. Maybe you cook together. Maybe you sew together. Maybe you talk about books together. Any of these things, anything that you want. Maybe you ride your bikes together. But any time that you talk during that time, you're only allowed to use English. So that's an idea for an English club that all of you are capable of doing. And lots of people say things like, none of my friends want to learn English. I'm the only person who wants to learn English. No one in my village wants to learn English. I'm the only person. And I don't believe that. I truly believe that if you actually try, if you spend 1 or 2 days or a couple hours inviting different people to your club, you will find people who are interested. Tanja, I practice speaking through shadowing, reading out loud while reading a text, recording audio messages in English, and chatting with other English learners from all over the world. The first part, shadowing. A lot of English teachers teach about shadowing, and it's just repeating the things that you hear. I don't know why we have to call it shadowing, but it is a very good thing to do. When you watch something or listen to something, repeat the things that you hear. When you watch my videos, I'm speaking really clearly, not just to make it easy for you to understand, but also to show you the correct pronunciation so that you can also practice repeating after me. So that's very important. Repeating the things that you hear, also called shadowing. Reading out loud while reading a text. Good. So anytime that you're reading something, again, speak it, say it out loud. Recording audio messages in English. Okay, that's another really good one. So you don't have to have a real live conversation. You can also record a message speaking on your phone and send it to someone. That's a great way to practice speaking also. And what's really cool about that is it allows you to listen to yourself. So you can speak and then you can actually hear what you said because we don't usually hear ourselves speaking, hear the things that we are doing correctly, hear the mistakes that we are making. And when we do this, when we record audio messages and we can hear what we're saying, this is a great opportunity to both notice how we are improving and notice the things that we still need to improve. Good. Thank you, Tanja. What time is it? Okay. My way to practice speaking is listening to music, learning the lyrics and understand it, and then try to repeat the text and trying to sing. I love Johnny Cash's songs. What do you think about it? So, this is the same thing that I always say, and it's anything that you do making words with your mouth, speaking, is better than not speaking at all. So, singing is better than doing nothing. However, I honestly don't like singing so much just because singing is different from speaking. It's not 100% the same. However, again, it's better than doing nothing. And especially if you enjoy it, sure, that's great. If you can do this while you're driving, that's great because you don't really want to practice having a conversation while you're driving because that could distract you. But if you're driving your car and you're singing a song in English, you're being safe, you're having fun, and you're practicing. So that's good. Um, that's a kind of weird explanation, but basically, singing is good. It's not bad, it's good, but it's not usually the thing that I recommend. But one of the really good things about it is that people enjoy it. And it's important to enjoy learning and enjoy practicing. So if it helps you to enjoy it, that's great. And it's a good idea. I can write English better than I can speak English. Yeah, that's probably because you don't, or sorry, you haven't practiced speaking enough. You need to practice speaking more. When something is difficult, that just means that you haven't done it a lot and you need to do it more. So this is a problem that a lot of people have and they think, "Oh, my weakness is speaking. I'm not good at speaking." No, it's just that you need to practice. You need to practice a lot more, and you'll be fine. Tanja, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you very much. And I see someone else sent something, but I'm actually not sure how to see it. But thank you. Trying to find a few more comments. I'm not going to be here for very long today, probably just 5 or 10 more minutes. So I just want to find a few more comments about practicing speaking, although I think we've already talked about a lot. Did you have to slowly learn how to speak so clearly and how to articulate so well when you started teaching English? Um, so obviously, I didn't speak this way 15 years ago. I speak this way because I have spent a long time teaching English. Um, so yes, when I started, I can't really remember, but I'm sure that when I started teaching, I had to learn to start speaking a lot slower. However, as a teacher, you know that you need to speak slowly and clearly. Um, so it wasn't difficult to do this. It wasn't like, oh, I had to practice for months and months. No, I could do it immediately. Um, However, what's interesting is that now it's the opposite. Now it's difficult for me to speak faster and less clearly because I have trained my muscles and I guess my brain to do everything very clearly, to really use the muscles in my mouth when I speak, and it's difficult for me to now be lazy about it. It's like if you teach someone how to shoot a basketball really well, and then you tell them, "Okay, but now do it bad." Like, I don't remember how to do it bad because I have trained my muscles to do it well. But yeah, in the beginning, I definitely did not speak this clearly. I see some people are asking, what should I do to practice speaking? So I recommend going back to the beginning of this video and watching this whole video because so far we have talked about many ways to practice. Natalia, I'm practicing language exchange. So basically, if I think what this means is you can find an English speaker and you can tell that English speaker, I will teach you some of my language if you teach me some of your language. This is a great way to practice speaking because you get a teacher, not a real teacher, but someone someone who can teach you, and it's free. So you get someone teaching you, it's free, and you can practice speaking. And this is a great way to find a native speaker to practice with. Because again, native speakers don't want to practice speaking English because they already speak English. But you can get them to practice with you by saying, look, if you practice with me, I will practice my language with you. So, yeah, great idea. I love this one. I think your name is maybe pronounced Murat or Murat. I think the best way to practice is to find tourists who are either native or non-native speakers by trying to help them about the place where they are in the city, etc. So yeah, if you live in an area with tourists, you have tons of opportunities to practice speaking. I know that not everyone lives in a place where there are tourists, but many of you do. And you can just go to a shopping mall, go to the train station, and just help people. Um, if you see someone trying to buy a ticket on the subway and they don't know how to use the machine, just say, "Excuse me, can I help you do this?" You don't need to tell them that you're practicing English. You can if you want to. That might make people more comfortable. Say, look, I don't want to sell you anything, but I want to practice my English and I see that maybe you need help. What can I help you with? And practice speaking. So, yeah, this is a wonderful idea and it's definitely something that I 100% recommend. Um, Also, maybe you don't live in an area where there are tourists, but you don't have many opportunities to practice speaking, but you have a little bit of free time on the weekends. Take the train or drive to somewhere where there are tourists. Maybe it takes 1 or 2 hours to get there, but if you have the free time and you want to improve your English, that is still a lot better than just sitting at home and saying, I don't have anyone to practice with. Sometimes it's going to be difficult and you will need to do things like drive to find people. That's a little bit difficult, but it's definitely better than nothing. Part of this, what I really want to say is that it's not always going to be easy. Yes, we're giving you these ideas about how to practice, how to find partners. It's not always going to work the first time. You're going to need to do things again and again and again. You're going to need to do things that are difficult. You're going to need to do things that are uncomfortable. Speaking with strangers makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But if you want to practice, that's one of the things that you need to do. Finding partners isn't always easy. I've said start a club. Starting a club is simple, but it might not be easy. Maybe 10 people say, no, that's a stupid idea, and then you give up. Don't give up. Ask more people. Doing these things is going to require you to do things that are difficult. You ask those 10 people, they all said no. Keep going. Don't just say, no, it doesn't work, I give up. Keep trying to do these things, and eventually you will find people who want to practice with you. Evelyn, thank you. Thank you for the sticker or whatever it is, but I see that you sent something. Thank you very much. There are a lot of comments, you guys. I definitely am not going to be able to read all of them, but I'm trying my best to find some of them that are really about speaking. Reading along with the Google Translate speaker. Again, better than nothing. The thing is, Google Translate is not always 100% correct, but like I always say, practicing with some mistakes is always better than not practicing at all. So I think it would be better if you can repeat real things that you hear a human saying. However, there are advantages to this idea. And one advantage to this idea is it's really easy to choose the things that you want to say. So if there's something in your first language that you don't know how to say in English, so you translate it and then it speaks it to you and you repeat it, yeah, this is great for that. So actually, I take back what I said earlier about it might not always be correct and that's not very good. I want to say that this is a really good idea because it allows you to choose the things that you want to say. And that's one of the really important things about speaking practice. Again, it's not about listening, it's not about learning new things, it's more about saying the things that you need to practice. I know that I always have difficulty with this sentence. So I'm going to choose this sentence and speak it again and again and again until I feel comfortable with it. So yeah, this is a great way to do that. It's difficult to do that when you have a person who you are talking to. You can't say the same thing to a person again and again and again. They are going to get really bored. But yeah, Google Translate, great. I'm gonna read one more, you guys, and then I'm gonna get going. I've got some other stuff I need to do today, and I think I'm being a little bit boring in this video. So just gonna do one more. Okay. Church might be a good choice. Missionaries are friendly. I'm going to focus on the first part. I'm not going to focus on missionaries. I'm going to focus on the first part. church might be a good choice. So, this isn't about church. This is about any group in your community. If there's a group of people in your community who share ideas, who share beliefs, who share values, those are going to be people who are probably going to listen to you when you say, hey, look, we are all here for this, but I want to know there is one other thing that I want to do. I want to practice English. Are any of you interested in practicing English? So, finding groups in your community where people trust each other and like each other, that's going to be a much easier place to find partners. But yeah, I guess that's all for today. You guys, I'm gonna post two things in the comments again. One, I'm going to post the link to my ebook one more time, just because my ebook does explain lots of ways that you can practice speaking by yourself. Not lots, but about 8 different ways that you can practice. I'm also going to post the link to my YouTube channel because my YouTube channel makes it very easy for you to search and find my old videos. And again, I have multiple videos about how to practice speaking. I even have a video that explains all of the ideas from my ebook. So I recommend going to my YouTube channel and looking for my video, which is about how to practice speaking by yourself. If you haven't already watched it, I know many of you already have watched it. But yeah, that's all for today. I'm not going to have a new video this evening. Again, I did this live video instead because I'm quite busy at the moment. Um, I'm currently making a video about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this Thursday, so I'm going to try to finish that video and have it for you by 6 p.m. on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, please come back and check for my video about Thanksgiving. Um, Also, today and tomorrow, I will also have a new short video for you. So if you're on YouTube, that will be a YouTube short. If you're on Facebook, that will be a reel. So I will have a new short video for you today, about 15 to 30 seconds, but I will not have a new long video for you until Tuesday. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.